Hi guys, today we're going to do practical 9. Okay, this is practical 9. So in practical 9, it will be now we will be covering exception handling and also file IO. Now, the objective is to introduce you, try and catch exceptions, and then also read and write file tags. Yeah. So first one, let's try with this activity 1. I hope you have tried this already. Something a little bit special here would be the try and catch. Yeah, so let's try this try and catch now. Okay, so this is the code that we want to try. So let's try to create a Java project. Okay, I'm going to call this guy practical 9. Okay, I don't want this guy, so I'm going to create a new class myself. I'm going to call this guy main application. Okay, I've copied the code over here. Let me put them nicely. Wait. Let me replace this guy. So you can see there's a try catch here. Yeah, there's a try catch here. So this basically the try means we will try to run this code inside this block. Now, if the block is successful, so what happens is we just ignore the rest and continue proceed to here. Now, if something wrong with this code, yeah, an exception is actually being thrown, then this guy will cache it. After cache it, then you can do something to rectify the problem that occur here. Now in this case, you see that if we try to do this code, it will be divided by 0. Yeah, so it's actually an error. So what will happen if I do that? And you can see the program ends normally. The result is 0. So you can see this one. It tells you that it throws you this message. Okay. Now, what if we don't have this try and catch? Let's see what will happen. Yeah, let me remove this guy. Okay, I don't need this one. So let's see what happens if I run this way. You can see your program crashes. Yeah, it crashes, it has an error. This is what we call an exception. Like without a try and catch, your program will crash abruptly. So with try and catch, we can actually handle the error in a graceful manner. So basically this is the idea of try and catch. So I hope you try this already. So you can see if I run this again, this divide by arrow divide by 0 actually came from here. Now if I change this number to 1, okay, which means there's no error anymore this time, you'll see that this guy will not occur, will not be triggered, and this one will not be appearing. Yeah, so if you can see, if I run now, yeah, I see everything is nicely done. So I hope now you can see the idea of try and catch. Now if you are not aware of what to cache, actually it's actually pretty straightforward. What you need to do is that you can see from the warning. So for example, in this case, if I divide by 0, you can see it will tell you that there is this arithmetic error. Can you see that? Now what you need to do, you just have to copy this guy and then you can put it inside here. This is the same guy. Yeah, so you create this try and cache code to actually test your program. So I hope this is pretty simple. Okay, let's look at what we need to do second. Okay, so I've done this with you. So now if you see this one, let me turn off my sound here. Okay, so if you see now, like this I already explained. If I change it, I will show it to you. Without error, the exception will not occur. Yeah. Now, another example would be changing this one. Okay, let's change this number format exception and see what will happen. Let's see if we change this guy to number format exception. Let me try to run it. Yeah, you can see it won't catch because the error that occur is not number format, but rather is arithmetic exception. So basically you need to specify the correct exception. Yeah, of course if you want you can actually always catch a few. If I'm not mistaken, you should be able to do this. Let me capture this one, and you can actually capture either number format or arithmetic. Yeah, so this is how you can actually add more catch statement if you need. Now this catch statement, there are actually sequence, okay, hierarchy. I believe that is in your lecture slide, so do take a look at that. Yeah, so we're done with this one, and then okay, since we are doing cache number format, we'll do it here also. Cache number format basically is that when you know something like a scanner, you get some input from your user, and what if your user is not entering a number? So if it's not entering a number, when you try to convert it, and it might give you errors. Okay, let's try to do this example and see. Yeah, let's try this example. So let's say, let me try with my main here. I'm gonna keep using this guy again. So what you need to do is, let me create an input equals to new scanner. I'm going to get something from the user, and then let me print out the guy and see what I get here. Input from user. Okay, remember to add the library, don't add the wrong one. Okay, fine. So let me run this guy. I'm going to say my program stops. Oh, sorry, I have to get the input first. Silly me. Okay, I cannot do it this way. Forgot about that. Let me try with string. Okay, value equals to input dot next line. Okay, so I'm going to get the first thing, yeah, and then get the value. Sorry for the loop error. Let me try this again. Okay, I'll say hello, then you get hello, right? If I run again, if I put a number, you get number. Perfect. Now the thing is, once you get this value, what if what I want is is an integer. Okay, it's an integer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an integer. Okay, int my number. Okay, from this value. So how do I convert that? I think I can do this integer dot pass integer, which I can convert this string into integer, and then maybe we can do some arithmetic here. For example, number plus plus. Then I can display number. So this program is pretty straightforward. Yeah. So if I run, so let's say if I put 1 2 3, it will 1 2 3 is a string. I convert into integer and then add 1 and then print out. So you can see if I put 1 2 3, I get 1 2 4. Now, what happens if I put ABC? There you go. You can see there's an error, and program actually crash no, abruptly. Let's say if I have other codes at the bottom, let's say let me do something like that. We are done. Okay, let me do this. Let me try again. Now if I put a 1 2 3, fine. If I run again, this time I put ABC, and then you can see my program actually will not reach this line because the program crashed. So this is where the try and catch will be really useful for us. Yeah, so we're going to try this block of code and then we try to cache it. Yeah, try to cache it. So for example, what do we want to catch? Now this is the guy that we want to catch, number from exception. So what we do, we can always do this, try this block of code, and then you need to catch what do you want to catch? Okay, I'm going to catch number format exception. So I'm going to do I'm going to copy this guy. Yeah, I'm gonna put yeah. I mean E usually if you see if I do this, what will happen? Yeah, I'm going to leave this guy empty here first for now. Okay, so if I put 1 2 3, the program works as if like no problem. Okay, and when I run again, if I put A B C, you can see now the number will not continue. There's no such thing that I cannot print out, but this line is now not possible print out. So you can see that the error now uh, it happens, but my program did not crash abruptly. So this is the purpose of try and catch. Yeah, try and catch. So of course, if you want to display such thing, you can always do something like that. For example, please enter uh, a number. Okay, so you can do something like that. So if I run my program, you can see this message will be from out. Yeah, so this is how you actually use what we so call exception, okay, to handle uh, errors, or to be more specific, should be handling exception. Yeah, so that's how you edit and then you can control. Yeah, I hope you have done this one. And yeah, so what we need to do is, okay, let's say you need to write a program to actually catch to let user enter until it is correct. If it's not correct, then you continue ask the user to enter again and again. So how do you do that? Okay, how do you ask the user to continuously not enter the value again and again until correct? Okay, until correct. Sorry, I pulled out the wrong things. So what you need to do is yeah, I guess we need a loop. Yeah, we need a loop here. So what we need to do, we need to have a loop here. Now, as long as the number is valid and is successful, then yeah, maybe you can actually break it. Yeah, break. I'm going to do it something like that maybe. Yeah. Then I'm going to put a while. Maybe let me try if I can do this. True. And I'm going to close it here. Something like that. Okay. So yeah, maybe I want to take the integer value outside so that I can do something with it later. Yeah, the integer is yeah, maybe something like that. Number. Okay, let's see if this works. So what I need to do is I'm going to come in. If I'm going to take the value and the value is wrong, then it won't break. It will repeat again and again. Okay, let's try. Let me try A B C. So you ask me to enter a number. QWE enter number. So if 1 2 3, yeah, then the integer will work. Yeah, so basically this is how you can actually make use of a try and catch to actually make sure that your user that enter the correct format that you want. So remember, this is number format exception. So I think this is pretty straightforward. Yeah. Okay, I guess we are done with question number 2. So I'm going to go for question number 3 now. Now, if you haven't do this practical, I would suggest you to stop this video and take your time, try it out first, okay, yourself. And yeah, if you don't understand or anything, then feel free drop us questions. Yeah, try first, then you watch the video, and if still cannot, feel free to drop us questions. Now, this one is custom exception. There are times that you want to create your own exceptions. Exceptions basically is just an ordinary class. So something, for example, in this example, we're going to create something we call custom illegal triangle exception class. Okay. So basically the idea is that if you realize that the triangle that your user trying to create or construct is not a valid triangle, then you want to throw this exception. Yeah. Um, So how do we do this? So to do this, basically you will need to have a triangle class, a triangle exception. Yeah. So we use this guy. We need to have two class, sorry. So this guy will create the triangle inside this main app, and then we'll first, let's create this one first. Let's create a class called triangle class. So this is triangle class. The triangle class basically, yep, I have three sides. Okay, good. I just consider myself have side 1, side 2, side 3. Let's put them all private. Okay, private, 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 and then we're going to create a constructor here. So I hope you still remember how to create a constructor. So this guy, I'm going to allow user to key in all the sides. Okay, so once you key in, I will say this side 1 equals to side 1. This dot side 2 equals to side 2, and this dot side 3 equals to side 3. Yep, then okay, for instance, you can just create a triangle. Now how do you create a triangle? Very simple. So over here, let me delete this guy. We'll create a triangle. So what you can do this triangle try equals new triangle. So I'm going to put in a triangle 3, 4, 5, for example. Yeah, then you get your triangle. Now there are times that you see that some value, it just doesn't make sense. You cannot create a triangle. For example, let me put this as 10 and then put this as 3. Now you realize that this cannot be a valid triangle. If you don't believe me, you can go back and try to draw this and yourself and see. You realize that if a very long line and then you have both ends that you cannot reach, cannot become a triangle. So these are not a valid triangle. So what we want to do now is let's to detect this kind of triangle. So what we do is very simple. Before you create this triangle, what you need to do is to make sure that all sides, okay, this one plus this one must not be larger than this one, or must be larger than let me check this guy. The sum of any two sides must be greater than the other side. So which means any two sides, when you add them, it has to be larger on the other side. Okay, so it's pretty similar. You can look at this theorem of Pythagoras. Let me see. You see, if I put 3, 4, 5, we know this is a valid triangle. So if 3 plus 4, it has to be larger than 5. 4 plus 5 has to be larger than 3. You can see that 3 plus 5 has to be larger than 4. So then this one will be a valid triangle. Now let's say if I put 1, 4 and 1, then you realize that this is not a valid triangle because 1 plus 1 cannot be larger than 2. So this guy cannot form a triangle. So this is basically one of the rules to check if your triangle is valid. So if that's the case, then we just have to do if statements saying that if side 1 plus side 2 larger than or equals to side 3, then this is a valid triangle. Only one part of it. Okay, you might want to try side 1 plus side 3. Same thing you want to do. Larger equals to side 2, and side 2 plus side 3 larger than side 1. Yeah, I believe that should test most of the cases. Okay, so we put this guy up and then something like that. Yeah, so this will be putting the thing inside. Now if I put like that, then this code will have some warning. Now, what if this guy is not right? So if it's not right, then you need to do something. Okay, then you need to do something. You can put something like throw throw an exception. Okay, exception. Throw new exception. So this will actually throw an exception. Okay, let me this one will throw a exception. Of course, we can put a message here, no? Invalid triangle. Okay, let's check this guy. Because you see, when I throw exception here, this guy is compulsory to cache it. So let me surround with try catch. If you run, they'll tell you that this is an invalid triangle. Now, if I put it 3, 4, and 5, let's hopefully this is a valid triangle. So you can see there's nothing come out. So which means this code is fine. Yeah. So this is how you actually create. You make use of the exception to actually track whether the triangle is valid or not. But of course, as of now, we have not create any custom triangle exception, illegal triangle exception. So if you want to do that, how do you do it? I'm going to show you how to replace this guy, yeah, with your own custom-made exception. So basically, it's also a class. I'll call this guy illegal triangle exception. All right. Okay, so what you need to do is that I think you can expand exception. So once you extend exception, yeah, then you can create the code, the constructor for this guy. Yeah, the constructor for this guy. This is basically how you create exception. Yeah, that's it. That is all you need to do. Then I'm going to pass this guy to the guy earlier. Okay, I'll say that illegal triangle. Okay, what you need to do now, let me see. Okay, ignore that, that should not be a problem. So what you need to do, go back this guy. Now instead of throw a new exception, you can throw a new illegal exception. Yeah, let me see. There's no such thing as the parameter because I didn't put any parameter. If you look at the constructor here, see that I didn't put anything here, so there's no error here. So this guy will throw an exception, and yep, it will work. If you see, nothing happened. Let me change to 1. You should not able to create a triangle already. You still can. Let me change this to 1 as well. Ta-da! Okay, so you cannot create a triangle with this, and then you got your illegal triangle exception. Now this is how you create your own exception. Always remember, you have to extend the exception. In general speaking, there are 2 types. One is exception, the other one is called runtime exception. Yeah, runtime exception. I think something like that. Yeah, okay, so you can do it either with this guy or exception. Both of them have their own characteristic. Yes, refer to your lecture slides as well. Yeah, you should able to decide which one to use. Okay, but this is a more general one. Yeah, you make it cache it this way. Of course, if you want the code to be a little bit nicer, you can negate this guy and take this guy out so that you won't have this warning. For instance, like for example, let's see if I change this guy. Let's say if I want to make the code, I don't want this warning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy out. I'm going to put it outside here. I'm going to delete this guy. So I'm going to say that I'm going to delete otherwise. Yeah, otherwise. So I'm going to change this guy to otherwise. Otherwise, then you throw this exception. So let me I think I have to do the equal sign. Yeah, because if I put 1, 1, 1, it still can become a triangle, right? I suppose we can have a triangle of all same size. So if I inverse it, okay, but if I change this one, then I should not have equal. Yeah, so that I can accept 1, 1, 1. So if as such, then you should able to get this one. Okay, remove. But anyway, that is just to show you, yeah, it can be done like that. Okay. All right. So if I image 5, this is a correct triangle. Okay. 1 1. Oops, something's wrong. 1 4 1. Let me see, where did I do wrong? Oh, 1 4 1. Okay, I'll let you fix this yourself, yeah. So I hope you get the idea. Yeah, you take some time to fix this one. Just a pretty easy one. You just have to check this guy out. Okay. Why this is not going to be a correct triangle, yeah. This is the side 1 and third, this guy and this guy at 1 plus 2. Okay, I don't want it and already. I want either one that doesn't work, yeah. Let me try. Yeah, okay. 3 5. It's okay. Let me put 1 1. Yeah, okay, so now fix the problem. 1 1 1 should have no problem. Okay, yeah. All right. So my fault. Yep. Okay, so this is how you get your code done for the triangle. So I hope you have no idea. I mean, no problem with this one. Okay. All right. So let's look at next one. So exception, we are pretty much done with exception. Oh yeah, there's this code here. You can do this. Okay, we've done all this, yeah. Alright, so we're now moving towards IO. So IO got 2 questions. I think it's a pretty straightforward and simple one. So basically, you need to write a program to actually read, the file and then convert all the content in the file into uppercase. Alright, so the file is actually given to you in WBLE variable. So let me see if I have the file with me. Let me see if I have the file with me. One moment, let me find the file. Yeah, this is the file. Okay, so basically what you need to do is to read it, convert them into all capital letter, and then save it into another file. Yeah, I suppose that's just basically the questions. Read it and then convert it into another file called convert.txt. Okay, so let's see how to read this file first at the first place. Now, first and foremost, you have to make sure that you place this file in the place where you can actually access it. Yeah. So to make the thing simple, I will save it into my put it into my desktop. Okay, I'll save it into my desktop, and then I'm going to read this guy. Okay, use my this main app program. So these two I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to use them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read them read file. So how do I read file? Okay. So this is how you read file. Okay, so this is the one that I'm talking about. You need to have a path. Yeah, the path has to be valid. Don't import the wrong one. Import java.io. All right. Okay, if I run it this way, you most likely have an error that you couldn't find this file. Yeah. Let's see. I don't think this guy will able to run it. Let me try. Okay, scanner input equals to new scanner app, which is the file. Let me input the library first. big deal. And then let me write the content. Wow. I think it's f dot sorry, the input dot let me see if I have it's not UF, I think. Can I do that? No, sorry, I cannot do that. I think there's another guy called has next. Oh yeah, I can do that. Okay, has next. Okay, then dot out dot print line. Yeah, I want to get what is inside here first. So I'm not going to save them. I'm just going to read what's in the file. Yeah. So I guess that should help us to read and finish the program. Yeah. You can see now this is an exception now. You can actually surround it with try and catch. Okay, because you're worried that if the file is not found, then you will throw you an exception. Of course, you can always, if you're lazy, you can add a throw here. But this is not a very good way of solving it, because basically, if there's error, you just throw it back to the main. In other words, you're throwing the errors right to the face of your user. Yeah, so this is not a very good idea. Yeah, especially to the main function. But yeah, for the sake of clarity, we just do it this way and see if it's working. Yep, you can see it's actually this thing is actually is thrown, you know, the error, and then right to our face. Now, basically what's the problem here is the system gonna find this file. This file is not a file. So because just now I was placing it in my desktop, so I put it in my desktop. So I need to find my program. This is the file. Let me see if I can copy let me take the URL of this guy. Okay, this is my program URL. I'm going to replace this guy here. I'm going to add this path here, like that. And then you see again, this time I should not have much, I should not have any error already. Nope, fine. Let me see. File, text file. Why cannot find the file? I think I leave it there, right? Okay, fine. Okay, fine, no worry. I'm going to figure out this one later. Okay, on the other way, let me see text.txt. Let me check the file name also. Wait, let me check the file name. Text.txt. Ah, no, it's wrong file name. It's test.txt. My fault. Can you see that? Test. Yep. It should work this way now. Let me run it. Ah, yeah, perfect. Now I'm able to run it already. Okay. I'm able to run all this. I'm reading the content line by line, putting back here. Yeah, that was pretty easy. Of course, if you don't want it to be this way, okay, I will show you another way. Let's say if I do not want to have it here, so where can you place it? Okay, you can go back to your project folder. Actually, my project folder is right here. Quite a lot of stuff here. This is where is my Practical 9 project folder. You can actually put your text file here, and then you don't need the path. Let's try. Okay, let's try. Let's do it this way. Then I'm going to move the test file into here. Okay, let me get my desktop out. I'm going to copy and paste it here. Now let me run and see. Yep, can you see that? So without the path, if you don't have the path, yeah, you make sure you place inside your projects folder here, right? It's right here. This is the path. If not, if you put somewhere else in the computer, so please make sure that you have the correct path, all right? Or else then you will have error. Okay, so now let's fix this guy a little bit more. I don't think I want to throw the exception here because this is not very good practice. So what you need to do, you can just cache the whole thing. Yeah, try and cache the whole thing. Now, before I want to do that, the next thing is let's go back to the main objective of this guy. Turn it into uppercase and then save it in the file. So how do you turn it into an uppercase? Thank goodness. Let me do that first. String input output value from the user, I mean from the file, and then I call this into string. Let me see, I think there's a very interesting function called to uppercase. Yeah, let's run this guy and see. So basically all the lines coming, I turn them into uppercase, original content, and there you go, all are now capital letter already. So this is pretty straightforward. Now the next thing I want to show it to you is write the file back. Okay, so same thing, we use this file. Okay, I'm use O to represent output file. Yeah, so I'm going to call this guy, I think the file name called convert.txt. Okay, that's what we needed. And that we can use printer writer to do that. Print writer, sorry, print writer output equals to new print writer. Where you want to put the file? I want to put it over here. So let me include the library for this guy. So instead of displaying out here, I want it to be written to the file print line. Now this will not go to the screen anymore. Rather, now we write to the file. Now always remember, when you finish reading and writing the file, this is always important, you know, to close everything. Yeah, to close them, so their program is much more cleaner this way. Yeah, okay, so let's run this guy and see what will happen. Okay, of course the program ends, there's nothing much to see. Of course you can add one line here to understand, to let you know the program completed. So what you need to do is that you just have to go back to your folder that you were, your project folder. You can see the convert text is now appear here already. Now let me show you again. Now let me delete this guy. Nothing. If I run it, when it's done, the create file is the convert file is actually created. Okay, due to this output file. So if I double click this guy, oops. Oh yeah, because I just write straight here. So I need to write the upper to uppercase. Yeah, I forgot this guy. Silly me. Yep. Let me do this. Run this again. Perfect. Let me check the program again. Yeah, now it's, now you can see this is the difference between the input file and the output file. All the characters are now in uppercase. Yep. So I guess that is how program is done. Yep. So I hope this makes the read-write file pretty easy for you. Now the last one I want to show you, so to you, question number 5. Now this is the more fun one. Basically, we talk about binary file. Now, what is binary file? Binary file is that, you know, we don't store the data in alphabet or in ASCII format. Basically, you store them in binary format, 0 and 1. Yeah, so 0 and 1. So how the file looks like basically is like that. Okay, I opened it up earlier. Yep, this is the one. If you download it from your Webble, number.dat, you should get something like that. Now these are binaries number, okay, binary. But when we open it up, our notepad use a hexadecimal, okay, to represent the binary. So basically what you're looking at is this is actually considered 2 bytes, okay? Every byte, 1 byte, yeah, consists of 8 bits, okay? So this is actually 2 bytes. This is actually 4 bytes. So you can get this 1 byte, 2 byte, 3, 4, yeah, this is 4 bytes. Now, because this is a double. Okay, it's a file contained double. Double is actually 8 bytes. This is the one. So this is actually one number, one double, second double number, third double, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you count it carefully, then you know there are actually 7 numbers. Okay, 7 numbers. If you convert them out, yeah. So now the question is, how do we read from this file? So first of all, let me put this number .dat file into the project folder again. Let me see my project folder. Yeah, I need to put this guy into this folder. Let me file, save as yeah, here. So I'm going to put this number .dat here so that I can read it, okay, from my project straight. So this is the content. So now you know how it looks inside. So how do you read them? How do you read binary data? So let's go back here. All right, let me do this. Let me delete all the top one. Okay, so I don't need this one. No, we'll add it back later, no worry. So now let's start with this guy. So to do that, we will do file input stream. So you see we are doing stream, we're talking about binary data, yeah. And stream equals to new, let's make it simple, equals to file input stream. Okay, this is where you put in your file name. Okay, if it's not in the project path, you have to put the full path there. Remember, I should have this guy, file input stream. Yeah, import this guy. Now this guy will ask me to follow a new keyword. Sorry for that. Ask me to throw an exception. Okay, to make it easy, again I'll do the same thing. I'm not going to surround with try catch. I mean technically you should do that, but to make the code less clutter for now, I'm just going to do it like that. Now then we have to get the input stream. Okay. Input equals to new data input stream. I'll put this fs. Okay, I'm going to take the binary string and then pass it into data input stream. Okay, so what can we do this? What we will do this is we just read this file and see what we get. Okay. Okay, let's check this guy out. Let's see what I have with this guy. Oh, read. So just keep on reading. Okay, so we will do this. Let's do something like that. While true, let's read the whole file. Okay, let's read the whole file. This is how you do it. Read double. Okay, I'm going to just do it like that, just to print out the double and see the number that we read. Now again, this guy need me to have an exception handling, because what if the number that we read inside is not a double? Yeah, so never mind, I'll just throw another one. You can see here we're going to add one more exception here. Look at this. Okay, oh yeah, they actually generalize it everything to an errors exception as well. It can be done like that. Yeah, so let me run this program and see whether it will work. Let me see. Yeah, perfect. You can see I have all the numbers. So I told you there are 7 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, correct. So 7 numbers is being read. Now, but unfortunately, why I put a for true here, I'm going to run it until there's nothing much I can read, and then my program crash. So now you know. Okay, now how do I handle this crash? Now I think you can actually, what you do is you can just do a try here until and if the thing is not right, then you cache it. Okay, let me show it to you. I can do this try. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read until that this guy cannot be read further. Then I will do an exception here. What exception I want to catch? I want to catch this guy lah. End of file exception. Yeah. So I'm going to end of file exception E. Yeah. Let me import this guy. Okay, so I'm going to read until end of file. Then you can see this error is gone because I already catch. I can do something like this. File has ended. Yeah, maybe I can do that. Oh yeah, you see it keep on running and non-stop. Yeah, but you see the thing. Yeah, you can see the thing. The file has ended after finish reading it. So that's not what I want. I think I can do a break here, so that once finished, let's break it. Yeah. All right. Once you finish, then straight away you can break it already. Yeah, break it out. Don't have to continue. Okay, so I guess that is how you read a binary number. Binary file, sorry, not binary file. Now if you look at this, I think I'm almost done except the last one, compute the sum of the number. Okay, I think I left the last one. So basically I need to add all the number together. So I know it's a total. I'm going to do that. Okay, then it's printing it out here. This total equals to total plus d. Once you finish the whole thing, system dot out dot print line, total is total. Yeah, I guess I'm done. Okay, let's check it out. I should have all this number add together. Let's do a quick check here, just in case we. This is 6 plus 6, 12, 20, 30, 40, 56. I should have at least 56. Yeah, let's run. Yeah, okay, 57. So that's the one. Okay, if you, that should be the answer. Okay, you should go back and check the answer again. All right, so I guess I'm done. So this is the code. I hope you have done all this practical. If you have any problem, feel free to discuss with me. Oh yeah, one more last one. Don't forget, always don't forget, close it. Yeah, that's it. All right, I guess I'm done for this particular tutorial. Practical, sorry. So let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, thank you very much. That's all for today. Thank you. Bye bye.